damn phones. Babylon can't crack the code.
Back at it again. This is gonna be very, very quick. So if you have trouble keeping up, feel free to pause, rewind, do whatever you need to kind of catch what's going on. So this is the rundown. This is how I close the day. I'm down for the day around 150 bucks, about 5.25% for the day. I am up though for the week overall, close to 9%, $219. And you can see yesterday that it was great. I was up a lot, but that's how it goes. Nothing goes straight up, and hopefully it doesn't go straight down. So you can see it does have an uptrend, and that's what we're hoping for. With that said, I do see some frustration today. I end up selling my iTrade. I ended up taking a loss on it for, it was close to 20 bucks. It was like 17 something, 17.25, somewhere around there. And so I took a loss on it, and basically what I did is because they came out and after hours with news about secondary offering, and you can see it just shot down in after hours yesterday, and then pre-market still came down. And so I decided to go ahead and sell and take, which is frustrating because I was up in this trade around $50, might have been a little bit more than 50 bucks. And you can see that quick. And really what stinks is even if I had a stop loss in this, the news came out, basically it came out after 5 p.m. I believe. And so it wouldn't have triggered my stop loss because after 5 p.m. my orders will either expire, or if I don't put it for them to expire, they'll just hold on until pre-market 30 minutes before the market opens tomorrow. So from that time, from 5 p.m. until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, they will not execute. And so basically I just have to sit there. Keep in mind, I was talking to a new trader and I was telling them the market and the trading and everything is not set up for the small retail trader to succeed. The odds are against them. You have to find ways around the restrictions that are imposed on you and learn how to exploit them, and use patience as well as discipline to grow your small account and limit your risk. And so the reason why I didn't hold on to it, and this was, I saw a lot more potential for this trade, and wasn't planning on selling just yet. I can see here it hit this resistance point, and it sold off. But the only reason why I sold off, and I believe it would have kept going if it wouldn't came out with that news about the secondary offering, and it was just horrible. It's almost like they timed it, like it was replaying that we'll announce it once it gets back up to whatever levels they see deemed to be fit to come out with such news. I don't know how that all exactly works. I do know some about secondary offerings, and I don't have a whole lot of experience with it. And so for that reason, instead of gambling and holding on to it and seeing what it did, which it did, and at the start of market continued to sell off, but then it ended up coming back. And yeah, I would have been up if I would have held on, but hindsight's 2020. And at that point, I was literally going to be gambling. It was a 50% chance whether it would go up or down. And I don't want to be in that position where I'm literally gambling and I have no belief or confidence that I could possibly be right or whatnot. And so rather than do that, to manage my risk and limit my risk, I went ahead and just took the $20 loss. It stinks. I was up, 50 bucks, a little over 50 bucks the day before, but that's just how it goes. And what can you do? I could have held on, and it could have tanked, and I could have taken a $100 loss and been sitting back, looking back and saying, man, I knew I should have sold when I was down 20 bucks, and I thought about it. And so basically, I don't want to be gambling. And you'll find that amongst new traders a lot, that they gamble on stocks and then they'll have one big winner and they'll do the post your gains on Facebook and whatever. And my expression I always use is keep in mind that even a monkey drunk on tequila blindfolded throwing darts can hit a bullseye from time to time. The whole point is to have a strategy that works over a long course period of time that continues to show you profitability. That you might not be profitable every day, but over the course of a week, a month, year, etc., you're making more than what you're losing. And so that's what you're shooting for. And so part of also growing a small account is not just putting, you know, X amount of money in, whether it's $50, $100, $1,000, 1,500, whatever, and then just not putting any more in and just trying to trade it up to profit and grow it to X amount of money. No, if you're trying to get over the 25,000 PDT rule, then what I have found the best way to do, from my experience, and I've done videos on it previously, is that you work hard outside of being on the computer studying and in the market. You work extra hours, you find, you know, extra work on the weekend, whatever, to make that little extra $20, $50, $100 that you can add into your account each week, to help it compound and grow with whatever profit you make, or, you know, losses you take. Hopefully you're making profit, and so it continues to compound, and you see it grow. But ultimately, you got to learn to manage risk before anything else. A lot of new traders make the mistake of looking at the potential of what they could make and not the potential of what they could lose. The reason why I got out of this trade was not because I was looking at the potential of what I could make. I knew what I could have made on it, but I didn't know what I could lose, and that's why I got out, because I had no idea how bad it could have gotten. The fact that I didn't know, was that enough information right there for me to decide I need to get out. That this trade has not, it was doing what I expected it to do, but once that news came out, all bets were off. And so I'd rather take a $20 loss and miss out on a $100 gain than to take a $100 loss and wishing I would have sold with that $20 loss, if that makes sense. And a common expression here is, I'd rather be in a trade, not in a trade that I wish I would have been in, or I'm totally butchering the expression, but it goes along the lines of, I'd rather not be in a trade wishing that I wouldn't have got into it than to not be in a trade wishing I would have got into it. So if you can sit and think about that for a minute, it makes perfect sense. So we're gonna move on to the next deal. So I ended up taking a $20 loss on that, and I took a new position I talked about the other day in oil. Here, we'll just go ahead and keep this chart up over here. I'm using multiple monitors, so that's why you see things dragging on and off the screen. USO, I took position in USO. I was up for it at one point in the day. I was up like $7, $8. It wasn't a whole lot. But looking percentage wise, because I didn't have a whole lot, invested into it, it wasn't bad for a quick, it could have been a day trade, but I didn't want to make it a day trade. I still think it has potential to make a little bit more. Actually down the trade, like I just got done eating dinner. I work late hours, and this thing is taking forever to load. For some reason it does that from time to time. Anyhow, let me see if we can do the 4 hour one more time. And now you're being dumb. Alright, so took a position. My average is 1089. You can see at one point it was up here at around 1103, 1104. I was up a few bucks. I was thinking about selling, but I decided to go ahead and just hold on to it. And we see that it pulled back down to the 108 EMA on the 5 minute. And so we'll look to see it come back up again and test this area tomorrow. And I would hope that it would break through. We got the G20 summit coming up tomorrow. The big talk about the president from China, Xi Jinping, and President Trump are supposed to be on the sidelines discussing tariffs, maybe easing up. And if they come out with good news, I would expect to see the market continue to stay bullish and hold up above that $274 area, which I believe is a very important price point. And I got another chart that maybe it'll act right on here, SPY. And so maybe if hopefully it'll stay above this. This is on the 5 minute one. So hopefully it'll stay above this price point, and worst case scenario, come back down and test the 108-day EMA. Worst case scenario. And then, you know, if good news does come out, I expect to see it become bullish and we start trending up, continuing to trend up. The deal about this right here was that there was news that the Federal Reserve Chairman Colin Powell announced that interest rates are close to neutral, so it sounds like he doesn't plan on raising them anytime soon. There's supposed to be a possible rate hike in December. but it's looking like that's not likely to happen, and that's why I see such a boom for yesterday, and my account reflects it like I showed you before. It's showing that it's up so much money, close to, what was it, like 14, or not really significant now because I'm not there, close to 15%, but we had to pull back today. But ultimately we see the uptrend, and that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for being positive every day. We're looking for being positive over the course of a week, every week, positive, you know what I mean? Continuous uptrend. The probability of you being profitable every day is not likely, but the deal about this is that we're restricted by the PDT rule, and so by being restricted by that, we've taken up some investments like the CGC and the ACB are going to be more of a long-term investment. The other ones are just undersold and looking to exploit. And basically, if you watch the previous videos, I've just been accumulating these positions, and now that the market's coming back up, I'm starting to be in profit on them, on a few of them, and it's just continuing to grow. I do wish I would have added to this position prior to today, but it does look like there's still potential to add and accumulate. It's not too late if it continues to show its uptrend like it has been doing, and so I may consider doing that. But I'm thinking tomorrow, depending on what USO does, I may go ahead and sell it. And oh, I forgot, I pulled it over here. I may go ahead and sell it, take what little profit, that's assuming it could be down, but the likelihood, the probability is, I believe, in my favor to be in profit tomorrow. And then with the 200 that I plan on adding to my account, I plan on using some of it, maybe probably not all of it, but some of it. And I still have like, I want to say like $200 or $300 of buying power right now, and then I'll dump another 200 in, and so I'll be around $400 to $500 of buying power of a position I can take. Now I do need to look though before I start taking other positions and looking for opportunities to exploit. And there may not be any that look good enough to really take on, or maybe just to start accumulating a position in that. On this, I bought, I think 2, maybe 3 different times. I didn't do a very long accumulation phase that I saw that it was gonna, the probability was gonna stick within the range, and then surprisingly it broke out of it and went above $11, and did it sooner than I expected. And so, I'm still holding on to it, and I may go ahead and sell it. I'm going to start trying to look for more short-term swing trades, so that maybe can help y'all see that what I'm looking at, and that there is, it's possible to have a consistent method of making profitable swing trades. Now, keep in mind, I'm not dumping my whole account into one trade, and I'm not dumping half of my account into one trade. I'm keeping it a sizable portion to where I can limit and manage my risk and see fit. So with that said, I wouldn't plan on holding this too long, for the simple fact that oil does tend to move pretty slow. You may see a boom in it over this weekend with the G20 summit. I'm not sure how or what's going to be talked about, if they're going to talk about OPEC or not, but that's going to be something totally different in itself. Also, I'm working all this weekend, all 7 days, trying to make extra money so I can continue to help grow this account and build it up faster, and that's what it takes. Not just sitting here studying day in and day out and doing these videos and trying to learn more and keep up with what's going on in the market, but also it takes working extra hours, finding a way to make a little bit of extra income, so that you can add each week to help compound and grow your account faster. So with the profits that you're making with what you have in your account, and on top of that you continuing to add to your account, hopefully within a short period of time, 6 months to a year, it just depends on your financial situation, what you make, etc., that you would be at the $25,000 mark. But ultimately, beyond everything, and more importantly, you have to manage risk. And like I said, you'll see people, new traders will get in, and why I got out of that I trade, I told you, because it came to a point that I was gambling. I didn't know. I've had some experience with people with the stocks that I've been in announcing secondary offerings, and some have been good, some have been bad, but I didn't know how it was going to respond, and it wasn't looking very positive for me, and so I just went ahead and took it off and took a small loss. Not bad. It's frustrating, but that's just how it goes. That's a part of trading. You got to take the good with the bad. And so out of that trade, and you know, I like that stock. I want to get back into it, but because of that news, I don't know how it's going to respond. It changes the whole playing field for that stock. It may continue to boom. It may come back down because of it. I don't know. And because I don't know, that's why I had to get out. I was not confident in that trade anymore. I was gambling. And so, like I was saying, a lot of new traders will see them take options, start trading options, and they'll get one good lucky trade and double their account or close to it or whatever, and you'll see them put it on Facebook, post your gains, and then you won't hear from them for a very long time. And I'm not hating on them, but I'm trying to tell you this because the whole point is, and I've said it time and time again, that even a monkey drunk on tequila, blindfolded, throwing darts, can hit a bullseye from time to time. The whole point of this is that you have a strategy that each week you don't, it's good if you're up for the day, but ultimately at the end, what matters most is not today, it's what did you do for the week? What did you do for the month? What did you do for the year? You know what I mean? Like, that's what matters. It's not about just today. Now, what you buy and how you trade is going to ultimately, and the decisions you make on your trades is ultimately going to determine in the long run your week, and that's why having a strategy is so important. If you want to gamble, then you might as well just go down to the casino and hit the slots and whatnot. But if you're serious about making money, and it's not about being entertaining, like these videos are probably not very entertaining, because I'm not sitting here doing call outs of this and that and jumping in this and jumping in that and look at this and look at that, and I'm just being legit. Like, this is if it's making me money, it may be boring, but I'm not here to entertain. I'm here for you to hopefully improve your trading and learn something from my successes as well as my mistakes and errors that I make in trading, and so that's ultimately the whole basis of this channel, is to help you grow as a trader. That's how the things that have helped me a lot in trading was watching other people vlog and seeing their trades and what they do, what they look at, and that's how I kind of have grown as a trader and developed the style and way I trade. Now, it still gets tempting to day trade from time to time and to dump in a big portion of my account, but if you can't manage your risk, then you're just bound to blow up your account. You might have a few good trades and make a good decent amount, but in the end you're going to blow it up because there's no management. You're not managing any of your risk, and you're taking on oodles of risk, and sometimes the gains aren't even worth the risk you took on. And so with that said, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I'm gonna go ahead and close it up. We're coming up on the 20-minute mark. I'm trying to get better at keeping these videos at 10 minutes or less. But this is, positive. So tomorrow I will be adding to my account, more than likely $200, and then possibly selling the USO position and investing in a different stock if I can find something worth investing. If I can't find anything worth investing, that's part of being a successful trader and maturing and becoming profitable, is that when you don't see an opportunity or you're unsure, you don't get into it. You just don't take it. You're looking for things that you are confident in, that the probability is in your favor, and you're going to exploit the opportunity. And as you're getting into it, you know how you're going to manage your risk so that your risk is low and the potential to make money is in your favor. Never just want to be doing a 50-50. It could go up, could go down. If you're doing that, then hit the slot machines. That said, have a great night, and I will see you all tomorrow.